Welcome to News Inside this beautiful weekend. Guys, you guys are looking smart.
Thank you.
Yeah, happy weekend.
Careful, you're looking very smart.
Thank you.
Yeah, with your shade of green. Lovely.
You too.
This man dressed down the whole week.
because he wants Nigerians to come down.
No,
to
it's like
point.
the guy is still doing Detty December.
Well, December is still here. It's not.
And it's not quite long he returned from worry.
Asaba.
No.
This Detty
No.
December is a continuous thing in a way for Nigerians.
Oh, for Philip?
For every Nigerian.
I think there are two ladies exchanging words over the internet the other time. She was telling those based in London that your Detty December is our regular lifestyle.
Which is true.
Which is true in a way. Particularly our friends and brothers in diaspora, they plan too much for the December and come around. But essentially, that is about how every weekend is right here.
So let's talk about Detty December.
Yes.
What about Detty December, Philip?
Yeah, 30 December is such exciting time for Africa, especially Nigeria, particularly Lagosians. 30 December is a season where the whole of Nigeria is agog. Marriages, festival, burial ceremony, just name it. And people just forget about their sorrow, their pains, and they enjoy the moment because it doesn't come every day. So 30 December is such a time that we look forward to in Nigeria. And of recent, it's attracting global attention. People now run to Nigeria to have a feel of what it means to enjoy 30 December in Nigeria. You have the Calabar Festival.
Is it Calabar Festival? Is it still operational?
No, yeah, of course.
Yes,
of course.
But it's not as
the tempo was very high then, and I think this is even the time to allow it to be part of the things that epitomizes 30 December. Because if you look at it, Calabar took it to the top when Donald Duke was there. Yeah. Okay, but somewhere along the line it came down. But I didn't do much, but eventually. Okay, tried. I heard they didn't quite do much about it, but now it's coming up.
Cross River.
Yes, it's coming up. And the 30 December in itself stands a place globally because if you look at it, the Western world are in the midst of their winter.
Yeah.
And that winter time, you see a lot of Canadians running away, a lot of Americans.
Christmas is indoors.
Yeah, New England areas,
Switzerland,
Norway.
Yeah,
they want to get out of the place as much as possible. I'm telling you that Africa is the right place for them to come. You understand? That 30 December can take a whole lot of 4 weeks out of their winter period.
Cool season.
Yes, and 30 December galvanizes people with a good spirit, good music, good food. Everything is good. And I think African countries can build their economy around that. Okay?
I want us to really narrow it down to Nigeria.
Yeah.
Because every community, they have carnivals. Do you understand? In fact, practically, no matter how small
even hamlets.
Exactly.
So because in Nigeria, December is such a special month for us. Even our own African festival, aside the celebration of the birth of Christ, it is the time we celebrate a lot of our festivals, our deities and all of that. And it is a good scene and sightseeing for the Western people to see. If you want to know about Africa, the 30 December is the right time for you to come. You can go to the nook and corner. There's peace, there's security. People don't think evil in 30 December. All they think about in 30 December is enjoyment. Even in the hamlet, you will have something you have a take home. You have good pictures, good scenario, good scene. And I mean, December is such a beautiful time in Nigeria.
Okay, what can we do to enhance this 30 December so that we can link it to some economic growth? Because if they are coming from the West, there's an exchange of currency, which is economically viable to us. What can we do, and who are responsible?
Yeah, eventually that is why you can't do anything without involving the government. Eventually, there is nothing you can do that is going to stand the test of time without involving the government. I remember when crypto was coming out and all, and I was telling somebody, if government is not involved, don't get involved because it's not going to stand. But if government is involved, get involved, it's going to stand. Now, you can't talk of anything except there is security. Okay? Now, if the government takes it upon themselves to put up a good security architecture to ensure that no matter where you are coming from, what you are going to meet on ground, like a quick response to emergency response, like first aids along the line, because a lot is involved in Detty December. Not all events are in one location. Some you see them blasting music, with a vehicle,
Yes.
trail
So
vehicle,
just in front of
just
the-
simple gatherings. The government should kind of go ahead of the people, think of the challenges that might come up in terms of every security is not about kidnap.
Yes.
Some petty stealing.
Yeah.
You don't want somebody to come from Norway to observe Detty December in Nigeria, and at the end of the day, your phone is
bad.
gone. So we don't want things like that. So government should come in, invest money in security, invest money in all the architectures that we have, and also invest in themselves. What do I mean? They should be law abiding. Nobody wants a place where there is no rule of law. If there is no rule of law, nobody wants to come and attend this in December, and at the end of the day, you hijack the person, frame the person up, throw the person into jail simply because the person made a statement against the government. Okay? The government should come in, be at the center, and be behind it.
I could hardly get a place to stay in December 2023 in Lagos, practically in Lekki, because all the hotels were booked. I mean, fully booked. What's it called? One particular one that my friend booked for an event, they had to return his money. How can we enhance this tourism thing with this hotel? As in, people have to stay somewhere, and somewhere that is nice as well. Even if they are going to the interiors, they have to stay somewhere they are coming from abroad. How can we do this?
You see, that's what he had just said. If the government to, create an enabling environment for investors to come in to invest in the area of hospitality, to develop what it takes to host the world, build hotels, service apartment and all of that. There are places you go to in this world. When it comes to a season, some persons put their houses out for accommodation
Airbnb.
for that period. So it is still way down to the government. Like he said, nobody wants to come into a country that is unsafe, that your investment is not, you are not sure of your investment. Once everything is in place, I can assure you, investors will come in and they will invest. And that will not be a problem for people who are coming where they will stay for the period, because it's a temporary thing, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, So it's all boiled down to how the business environment of the country looks like. You don't have to bring your money and you run at a loss. What is the assurance that if they bring their money to invest,
They will get it back.
And one of the reasons why we keep saying that our government need to be more serious with issues of capital leakage abroad. For example, why do we have people living in Nigeria going to Canada to buy houses? You don't live there, your family don't live there. You have houses in UK because you're a governor, you have houses elsewhere. Those are leakage of our capitals. If we have good stock of capitals here, eventually the banks will have sufficient money with them, and the interest rate will drop. And when the interest rate comes down, you find out that the government themselves can even stimulate hospitality sector. You don't build hotels overnight. For you to build a very good hotel, it's going to spend 2, 3, 4 years in some cases. Five. So you can't borrow in short-term loan. Let me borrow today and pay back tomorrow for a hotel development. Governments have to stimulate it by investing money into those. Not necessarily giving anybody money, allowing people to come and borrow money, but at a reduced rate, and also with a high spectrum of moratorium. For example, you're borrowing today, you want to start hotel development today, but you're not going to start any payment until the hotel start running. You understand? So who stimulates that? It has to still be the government. You understand? But when they keep good policies and backed up by capital, but when they keep pushing all our monies away and all that, and this money is to be in naira, we're not looking for dollar. Spent here with local materials. We have virtually everything that you need to build houses here.
If I may ask, what's this craze about almost all government officials buying houses either in Switzerland or having a Swiss account or in Dubai or it's in the US and they live here. But any government official that just get into, they just take money and buy house. Can we check this?
Yeah, you see, like we said it on this platform before, Africans are they've lost their orientation. We don't have orientation, and that makes us to be slaves to the Western world. You see, the reason why these people in government, behave the way they behave, by opening Swiss account in America and all of that, they believe in their own little understanding that that's the only way they belong. That's the only way they feel that they know they've arrived. It's a slavery mentality that is on the people who are in government. You see, it's immaterial where your money is and they did this because they are stealing. If you are not stealing, if you are confined with your money, you are paid as your salary and all your entitlement. You won't have that luxury. Like I said, why would you want to go and buy a house in the UK or in the US where you are not living and you still end up paying taxes there? Are you not taking our money away for no just cause? And he said, when he was saying, he said, when government create the environment, we want to spend naira, we want to earn naira. You understand? But those people in government today, once they enter that office, all they want to hear is dollar and pass.
Because they collapse the whole money.
Yes. So it's still the same problem that we need a good head at the top.
Be at the top.
Yes.
And in winding up.
Yeah. You see, that's why we can't keep preaching, we can't stop preaching about contentment. In addition to the slavery he talked about, you have to be content. If you are not content, I'm sorry to say that the typical African man, once he sees anything around him, they are not content with what they have. Yes. They are ready to trade off the good they have for something they do not have, which is even, the houses we have here are better. They go there, overpriced houses, wooden houses. They want to live there. They want to be there. They are not content with what they have.
Like UK house.
You can't have everything. You have to know that you are not a small child. It's only a small child that thinks that everything. Yes. You can't have everything.
And when he gets it, he doesn't do anything.
So be content with what you have. Keep to what you have. And let us look forward to where our government will work together with our diaspora organizations to even throw advert in their local stations there, requesting that these people, those local people, which are the indigenous people of those countries, come to Nigeria to do their Detty December. You saw that CNN reported it recently. Yes. We can invest in that land.
In winding down, just 1 minute. We got a lot of stars now.
Yeah.
A lot of musical stars that are recognized all around the world.
Yes.
If I imagine them performing at the NBA, NFL, and they all come back for Detty December.
Yes.
Every city, they all come back with so many shows.
Yes.
And now we have between January and November this year to have a wild plan, and I think it's something the government should be looking at.
Yes, they should work together with all these our celebrities. I remember the other day I was in Toronto. The cab man that was taking me to where I was going was playing whiskey. He asked me, "Do you know this?" I said, "If you go to anywhere, they know Afrobeat music." Yeah. Afrobeat music is everywhere, so they can use them, work with them as ambassadors to attract people down here,
including state governors.
I think we should retrace our step backward. Like I said, we have lost our orientation. We should try to get it back. The government and the celebrities should collaborate. Instead of our celebrity going abroad during Detty December, all their shows and their activities to be in Nigeria,
so that they can attract international.
Yes, right. So that can boost our economy for that period and beyond.
Well, there's something you always say. The grass is greener
where you water it. Where you water it.
That's our take home. And we speak to all our government at the state level, at the local government level, and at the federal level. The grass is greener where you water it.
Yes.
And at News Insight, that's our aim, to let you know that there's something good about Nigeria. We'll be right back.